a lot of things can happen throughout the regular season that we'll be keeping an eye on that should keep us entertained, like doing these podcasts. And like, look, I hope they kill it through the regular season. They get some kind of consistency to their game, position themselves well for in a playoff spot. And when it comes time for playoffs, like, okay, here we go again. Like, let's just chance to change it again. So it's all riding on this, like rise and above it, or let the pressure get you again, right? So do they get to the playoffs? We'll be tracking. There's going to be so many things that we're tracking.
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines. But
is Dubas going to be fired by fucking Christmas? Who knows?
Yeah, if they come out of the gate and fall on their face, it could very well happen. They could be like, no, things have got to change.
Dude, okay. Did you notice, like, someone, I don't know if someone commented about this, like, all Dubas now is like Mr. kind of happy-go-lucky, like, guy that was here for the first little bit is kind of gone. Like, the smile in Dubas and the kind of anything like that, it's like all serious all the fucking time. Like, John Shannon asked him straight up, like, Kyle, if things go the wrong way this season, like, are you prepared, like, that, this could be the last kick at the can for, this management team? And he's not fucking stupid. He's aware that this is it. This is their last chance, right? Something good happens this season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or Shanahan, Dubas, and Keefe are probably all unemployed.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. And that was what I talked about earlier. That's a little more added pressure on the team too, because the whole thing will crumble if they don't get it done, where they've always had the slack before. And they always knew Kyle Dubas had their back and he wasn't getting fired, but he's been with the team a while now, Dubas. Like, Lamoriello's been gone a long time, and this is his team now. I know at first he had to do a little cleaning up, getting rid of some contracts that Lamoriello signed, but he signed these contracts. He lost some players due to that, like Hyman. He's filled this roster. Like, he tried it last year, plugging holes here and there. He's gone and got guys like Mikheyev from Russia to fill in holes. If this doesn't work, it's night.
100%. So on the Bob McCown podcast, Shannon and Bob asked him about the perception is, like, with all the money tied up in 4 core guys, or like the 4 guys up front, there's no wiggle room for you to really make the team better or sign guys like Riley to an extension. Like, you have to end up letting guys like Hyman go that you don't want to go because you have all this money tied up elsewhere. Why so reluctant to be willing to, like, move off these guys when they've proven time and time again that they can't win? And something about that, I'm paraphrasing, but I was close enough to what the question was. And Dubas was like, he talks about how he could have, like, he's not really wording it like I won't or I wouldn't, whereas kind of like but I still think that is the case. But he basically was like, we're open to anything. If it makes sense and if it makes our team better, we're willing to do it. Okay, so do you think the phones were ringing for Mitch, or someone was calling for Willie or not, like, not even on the table because they're...
Oh, I don't think. Yeah. Sorry. I thought you meant like the phone ringing off the hook. No, I think there definitely was calls. When a team has a meltdown like the Leafs had, if the other GMs don't smell blood in the water and start circling around to see if a pissed off general manager or a pissed off organization doesn't kick a William Nylander or somebody out the door for cheap, just to shake things up. I mean, okay. you have to do that. Okay. I'm sure the phone was ringing, but Kyle didn't take it. When he said in the podcast that he would do it, basically, I'll trade any of the big guys if it makes sense for the team. I didn't buy it.
No,
I didn't buy it. I think other than maybe like some huge superstar like Nate McKinnon or something. Okay. I don't think there's anybody in the league
because he thinks so fucking highly of them.
So I didn't believe him in that podcast. And that's exactly it. I think he's so in love with these players and thinks so highly of them. I don't think he would ever trade them because there's nothing that in his eyes is good enough for these guys. That's why if he's gone, And management, the next general manager is not going to be like that because it's not his team. Obviously, he's not going to want to trade an Austin Matthews or a Mitch Marner or something, but he'll know value when he sees it.
Do you think a phone call was made between the Buffalo Sabres and the Toronto Maple Leafs in regards to Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner?
I don't think they want to trade Jack Eichel in the division.
If somebody, okay, that makes sense. And Dubas probably doesn't want to either. But like, if, I'm just trying to think of a scenario that makes sense. Like if you call up Dubas and you're like, okay, Kyle, I'm interested in Mitch. I'll take the money. That's a big contract. It'll free you up $10 million in cap space. We'll give you a first, a second, and two top prospects. Dubas would be like, click. He'd flush it. He'd flush it right away. It would have to be like an Eichel type, like you said, McKinnon, but that's not going to happen. But I'm trying to think of a guy who is available, like Eichel is available. I'm not saying I would do that trade, but that's what we're talking about here. Something like that, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think there are teams that are lacking scoring. Like the Leafs have all their big money is tied up in forwards. Are you telling me there's not a team in the league that isn't struggling to find a forward? Tons of them. A guy like Nylander might be on their number one line. Like they may pluck a guy like that to try and get him to be their big goal scorer, but they may have an abundance of defense. Are you telling me they didn't get a phone call being like, look, we got tons of defensemen and tons of prospects and picks. We'll give you one of our stud defensemen and a few prospects and picks, but we want Nylander and we want this. I'm sure phone calls like that happen. But again, in Dubas's mind, he's going to win with these guys.
Yeah. And he might.
He might prove us all wrong. Like we said, we don't think they're going to win the cup this year.
No.
So, but if he'll buy himself time if they win a couple rounds.
I think so.
Yeah. He'll buy himself another year.
I think that's fair.
Don't make the playoffs, get knocked out in the first round.
Over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. In any
Which
fashion.
is a lot to ask for a team that hasn't won a playoff round in 17, 18. I don't even know how many years now. I can't even do the math in my head. It's so long. 2004.
Yeah, so 18 years. It'll be 18 years going into this new season. Hey everyone, Dale here from the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. As well, take a look at some of our other videos. If you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other podcast platforms. Visit tipinsportsmedia.com to find out more, and you can find a link in the description below.